to the Healing Insights 70-day course. We are still working on step 2, releasing emotion. We are on day 25. Let's get started. Today, my healing insight is, remember who loves you. This healing insight initially came to me when I attended my cousin's husband's funeral in April of 2016. And then I experienced another level of this healing insight a year later, in April of 2017. You might remember I had cut ties and isolated myself from my mother's family. I didn't want them to be involved in all the drama. So when I learned of my cousin's loss, I didn't even think about attending the funeral. I just figured I would be there in spirit. Since I had learned the tapping acupressure point to release sadness, sorrow, and grief, which had helped me process my father's death that same year, I told my husband, I think I need to go and teach Vanji the tapping point for sadness, sorrow, and grief. So that's what I did. Even though it was a funeral, it was a family reunion for me. I hadn't seen any of my mother's family since 2005, when my brother and my grandfather passed away within a week of each other. I felt so much love, so much acceptance, so much forgiveness, so much understanding, so much joy, and so much peace. I was truly in heaven. I actually had fun. We laughed, we joked, we cried, we prayed, we hugged. It was so nice to reconnect with all of my family again. Did you know that research has proven that when you see people that you know, your brain releases dopamine, the happiness hormone? Maybe that explains why I was so happy. Whatever it was, I benefited from this visit so much. I explained to them why I had kept my distance. I realized that I loved and missed them just as much as they loved and missed me. That trip made me realize that I had stayed away too long. Since my mother did not attend the funeral, there was no tension at all. Also, since my husband didn't go with me, I was able to give my family my full attention. During the Hay House U Live 2017 conference, I experienced this healing insight again during a meditation exercise guided by James Van Praagh. I had a memory that came through so crisp and vivid in my mind. I know that this memory has been there in my heart forever. But because I had all of the pain surrounding the relationship with my mother, I was never able to access that memory until that day. This memory was about the time when my mother gave me permission to plant sunflower seeds along the sidewalk of our front yard. We didn't have a very big yard, but she gave me the go-ahead anyway. In my memory, it was early morning, probably before school. I was standing on the sidewalk facing my sunflowers. I could see my parents standing on the porch, and my brothers were standing behind me. We were in awe over the beauty of the sunflowers. We were in disbelief of how much the sunflowers had grown. Not only did I see this memory, but I felt such wonderful emotions with it. I could feel the love, the pride, and the acceptance, not just from my father, but from my mother as well. I felt all the love, the pride, and the acceptance that had been there since I was a child. I felt as warm as the rays of sun in my memory. This memory warmed my heart. I wanted to stay there forever in the beauty of that memory. I was so touched. I didn't feel angry, resentment, hate, sadness, sorrow, grief, shame, or guilt. None of those emotions were there that day. It was all pure love and acceptance. The joy was so overwhelming. I couldn't wait to share this memory with my husband and my sons when we met for lunch. I described in detail everything that I was able to see and feel in that memory. I was delighted because I had actually felt on this day like all of this hard work that I have been doing on this journey of self-development to heal my mind, body, soul, and spirit had actually come full circle. I felt as if finally I was more conscious than I had ever thought possible. I was more in control of every aspect of my life that I ever knew I could be. I was more connected to myself on every level. I felt so connected to my soul family. This is what I call all of my deceased family now. I also felt more connected to my soul community. This is what I call all of my mentors, all of the great thought leaders that I follow. I was more connected to my true self, to spirit. It was truly a time of pure joy and enlightenment. Please take the time to do the work. It may not be easy, but it is definitely worth it. Process and release emotions not serving you. Then you can have access to all the beautiful memories and all the wonderful blessings that surround you. Enjoy the time you have to reconnect. Feel how rejuvenating this is to your mind, body, soul, and spirit. The activity, Soul Searching Questions and Daily Challenge can be found in the workbook under day 25. You can pause the video now and print out the sheet you need for today, or just grab your notebook and a pen. All right. Activity. Remember who loves you. Instructions. List people under each category that you have not connected with in a while. So you will have an activity sheet and you will have 3 columns, and it will say family, old friends, new friends. So under each category, list as many people as you'd like that you have not connected with in a while. And here's a little tidbit. Did you know it is easier to strengthen an old friendship than it is to build a new one? And the reason for that is because you have history with them. You have memories that keep you connected. Soul searching questions. Why do you think it has been a while since you connected with family members? Is there a reason stopping you from connecting with friends face to face? Is social media helping or hindering this connection, and why? Take as little or as much time as you need. This is your course. So find what's underneath. Peel back those layers. All right, daily challenge. Turn hope into action. Strengthen connections. Pick one person from each category from the Remember Who Loves You activity sheet. So you'll go back up, and under each column, you'll pick one family member, one old friend, and one new friend. And you'll make an attempt to strengthen these 3 connections today. Tips. Use technology and social media to your advantage. Send a text, email, or message to let someone know you want to connect. Use video chat. Get the added benefits of the happiness hormone from seeing the people you love. All right, that is day 25. I will see you in the next video.